and welcome to this surprise masterclass, I would say, because I actually planned it for quite a while, but I didn't tell you guys enough about it. And so that's really exciting because I could have had all the reasons in the world why not to do it. But I made a decision and I have great content over the next couple of days so you can lead yourself to success. So why wouldn't I go live? I mean, that's something I live, I dream, I love. And that's why I'm going live with Lead Yourself to Success today. So we are going to have an awesome week with 5 components to lead yourself to success. So what we're going to do today is to speak about the 4 levels of awareness and success, so you can learn how to operate from your highest level of success and learn how it's the goals that energize your achievement, that the goals are the fuel that will take you to your achievement. Like, how cool is that? Now, tomorrow we're going to cover the function of fear and how to trick it out of the way so you can navigate your way to success. And also I'll cover the 6 muses and how you can activate them in your mind so you learn different way to think. Because as you know, you might have read Think and Grow Rich, you are what you think about. It's written in the Bible, it's written in this multimillionaire book, it's a known fact. So then we're going to talk about the key success habits that you can successfully and skillfully implement so that you become a success and your manifestations become effortless. And I love the word effortless. That's something that is now accompanying me since I think August, when I effortlessly manifested the 4-leaf clover, and ever since everything is so effortless. I just had a $68,000 month, and the month isn't even finished, and that was so far from everything that I knew in the recent months. And it's just because I set my mind on it in a very specific way that I'm going to share with you today and over the next 5 days. So I also included the link here in the post or it's down, depends on the platform you're watching this, for the Leadership for Success workbook. So if you want to do the exercises that I'm suggesting, so you can download the leadership workbook there. Then on Thursday, we're going to close the knowing doing gap, understand why it is that we know what to do. We have heard about it already, and you're going to hear about it again, but you're still not where your goal is. And that's not necessarily can be connected to procrastination or not knowing where to start or all kinds of excuses, but very often it's not. I know that people are working really hard, that people learn strategies, go to coaching, and if that's you, so you will be amazed how you can then use your mind. Which means it's not, hocus pocus, you use your mind, you think about it, you do a meditation and it's there, but you can definitely do some exercises so you get the inspirations, the idea on what to do, when to do, how to do. So that is closing the knowing doing gap. Because if you knew how to reach your goal, you would already be there. Is that correct? That's it. And then on Friday, you can unleash your power because you have everything what it takes. So how cool is that? Good. So ready to get started today with the 4 levels of awareness, because listen to me, everything happens on either one of the 4 levels of awareness. And once you are aware on what level of awareness you are, that is the turning point where you can say, okay, understood, I'm going next level. So next level is not only, oh, I'm going from 10,000 to 100,000, even though that's cool, but it's really about next level thinking. Okay, and I'm going to explain. You don't have to guess or figure out. So I'm going to explain all of this. So first of all, let's understand what those 4 levels of awareness are. You will want to write. So take something to write, and I'm going to cover them all. So the first level of success is when a person is defined by circumstances. When life happens to me. So when my boss does something, my neighbor, my kid, my husband, my spouse, my whatever. So I feel the victim of my circumstances, or I feel defined by my circumstances. That's the first level of awareness. Okay, that's where most people start before they're on their awakening journey. I mean, that's where I have been, I guess you too. So everyone that is on that journey, that is starting to awaken that journey, that's where it starts. So the first level of awareness is where you see the circumstances and you point to them, but because of this, because of that, this is how, how it shows up. So that's the first level of awareness. The second level of awareness is define the circumstances, meaning I make life happen. Okay, so what does it mean? It's I define the circumstances. I am the person that is responsible. I take action. I am responsible for my circumstances. So that is I make life happen. And the thing is that sometimes that's kind of hard work. I mean, I've been there too. It's like, I can change it around. I can do this. I can do that. And then, sometimes it's just really a lot of work. And yet it's so worth it, because you cannot reach the third level of awareness or the fourth without first being on the second and or the first, right? So, I mean, the third or the fourth. So first, in order to create quantum leaps, start where you're at. Okay, so the first is so the third is, sorry, I'm getting confused here, is you allow for the circumstances. You allow them. So life happens for me. So whatever good or bad happens, it is for me. It's either a good experience or there is a lesson to learn, a life experience, something I have to find out, to learn, to realize, to master. Okay? And the fourth level of awareness is that you are the circumstance. So that's where affirmations like I am come in. I am success. I am prosperity. And those of you who listen to Jackie and me every Friday, where we speak about you too can be prosperous, it's this I am, that embodiment of I am. And so this is how you set your mind. So as long as you say I am rich and you don't feel it or you don't believe it, you're not. But the moment, believe me, I've been there, and it's so crazy. The moment those views, oh, I get goosebumps. It is so amazing. The moment they fuse, the moment you know you're rich, the moment you believe it, that's when it just shows up. Oh, I have so many goosebumps now. It's such a beautiful moment. So any strategy, any way you go, can work out. There is no one strategy better than the other. It depends who you are, what is best for you. And the more alignment you have with what you do, with the strategies you choose, with the paths, the decision you take, the more you take the lead there, the more you become aligned, and then you manifest what you want. The more you are that result, you are this success. So that is so cool, right? So for example, I had I mean, it works. What I want to say is it works in both ways. It works in a positive way and it works in a negative way. So if I think thoughts of fear, like for example, I had 6 businesses, and there was this moment where there was a liquidity gap, and there was a lot of fear and anxiety around the whole management team. And so that is what we were thinking. And so guess what happens, right? If I knew then what I know now, I know life would be different. But that's exactly what I said. I mean, every experience is a learning experience, and I wouldn't be where I am right now had I not had this really traumatic financial breakdown experience. I would never have been on this journey, but I am, and it is so beautiful. So I'm really grateful for that. Okay. So yeah, okay, so just imagine that I was in this situation. We had this liquidity gap. We had over 100 employees, depending on, our businesses and our family, like ourselves. Everything was invested in those businesses. 10 years of hard work was invested in those businesses. Yeah, I just have a thought. So I guess I'll share this tomorrow. So the thing is, what I wanted to say is that's when I started with my journey of personal development. And what came in is that people ask, so what do you really want? And the place where I found myself to be and the place where I wanted to be were so far away that it was just really impossible. Like it was like, okay, I know what I want, but I am here, this is there, where is, and a bridge, like how is this even possible? And so things I wanted then were like that I have more time for myself, that my husband is more home, that we have no financial distress, that we live in a bigger house, that my husband can reconnect to the kids because he was working so hard, so he was barely seeing them. Yeah, so those were the thoughts I have. And you know what? The thing is, everything came crushing down on us. And even though that was so traumatic, and I will in another occasion talk about that, it was so painful to lose everything. I actually got what I asked for. I just didn't wanted it this way, right? I didn't want to lose everything, but I thought about having my husband more home. So with a burnout, he was much more home. And then I went to work full time or full time plus, and he was more with the kids. So he could reconnect with the kids. Wasn't that something I was wishing for? It was, right? We moved back to Switzerland. Actually, we moved into my parents' home for the first 6 months. And so I was living in a bigger house. So I was asking for living in in a bigger house. I didn't ask for the circumstances. You see how that goes? So I felt like the apprentice in Goethe's Zauberlehrling, the apprentice. I think the sorcerer's apprentice. I think it's in English. And yeah, so that's really like that. I so manifested all of this. I so manifested all these things. I wanted to say negative outcomes, but I mean, I said there's nothing negative or positive. It just is, right? Because it was a learning experience. It was the thing that brought me on this journey. So I guess it was good in the end. I get, the money IQ mastery wouldn't be there unless I would have been in a financial breakdown. I wouldn't have started to think about money mindset and all of that. So therefore, what you think about is what you get. And therefore, do you think about it? Do you think about what you think? And if so what is it that you want? and then be as exact and precise as possible, because it can come another way that you didn't know. I didn't want it this way. So I had that. Therefore, always ask for a gracious way, for the best possible way to achieve the goals with effortless ease, peace, and joy. So I just recently created a sheet with affirmations actually for the sales mastery, and if you want it, just let me know here in the comments. I'll send it over. So it was that moment when I understood I cannot feel victim to my circumstances, because I am the circumstance. Knowing that is, what can I do right now? Like, what can I do right now? There is always, 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 always something you can do right now. So with this guiding questions, within a matter of weeks, I was Europe's top funnel flow architect. I went to Switzerland. I was like, who are the funnel people here in Switzerland? And they were like, what? And that was 2018. And guess what? In Switzerland, they haven't heard about sales funnels, like online business sales funnels, to 2018. So that was really surprising to me. And especially, I thought, Switzerland, we are so advanced. But fact is, we're not. So that was an advantage. So I could position myself as Switzerland's top funnel flow architect. And then I was like, okay, where are my buddies in Europe? And I didn't find so many. I did find someone. We had a mastermind, but I was like, I'm the top funnel flow architect. So because I was the only one, also, like, that's a wonderful positioning name. There is no other funnel flow architect. One person I worked with for 2 weeks or so he called himself afterwards also funnel architect. He left the way to flow. He didn't get that it's all about flow, but that's my magic, and so that's really cool. That said, me being bold, also, I started to become a speaker at Microsoft. Like, I had a keynote speech at the Microsoft event. Why? Because I put myself there, because I was thinking, like, how can I position myself on the top of, Switzerland? How can I get clients? How can I, get some traction here in Switzerland? And so I did. I was thinking about it, and then I had some ideas. I connected to people, did some networking. There you go, right? So that's just the tip of the iceberg of what is possible by just thinking about what you want. And therefore, I'll take you back. What is it that you really want? Yeah, so write down. And if you want, I have a really cool exercise with the Wheel of Life, and plus with an assessment of when you download the playbook with the link that I provided there. And there you can have a look, what are the themes for you and where do you want to take action. So, and that's also leading me to explaining what's the difference between react and respond. So a reaction is the rebuke of an action. There isn't a thought involved in the action reaction kind of thing, right? But in order to respond, that's the difference. With responding, you first think. And sometimes you want to react really fast. Oh, this was this was something not good. So I'm giving back and I'm saying this. So that can be very fast, right? In milliseconds, you have your answers. And I also was a person, maybe still am sometime, that I speak before I think, right? And if this is you, you know exactly what you think. So I have to train myself to first take one breath in order to think. And once I can do one breath, I can do two. Once I can do two breaths, I can do three. Once I can do 3 breaths, I can do 10, and I can do many, and I can think. See me where this is going? So leaders don't do the work. Leaders think of how to do the work. Leaders think of how to do the work. Should someone else do a certain thing for me? How would I want to go about it? What are the resources? What are the deadlines? How do I allocate it, right? Questions of a leader. So on the level 1 of the level of awareness, it's like, here is my goal, here's where I'm at. And then it's like, I don't know how, I don't have money, I first need a certificate, but I have kids, but I have parents, but I can't go out, but I don't have a certificate, I do have a certificate, see what it goes to. It's the circumstances. So leadership on level 2, where you make things happen, is what can I do right now to change that? It is, find another job, open your business, enter into a relationship, go out of a relationship, organize yourself, get help, outsource, find the resources, connect to people. Like, there's so many things you can do actively, right? Because once you start to think where the resources are going to come from, like, what can I do now in order to take my next step towards the goal, you have some ideas. Sometimes intuition, sometimes a memory, sometimes just a new idea from the ether, from the field, right? And here the beauty and the tricky thing is, you have to actually act upon this, okay? Without the action, like without backing up by action, nothing will happen. Now, action doesn't necessarily mean hard work. Thinking is also an action. Being the person I want to be is an action item, where I go into my mind and feel how rich I am, how successful I am, how I live in my dream house. That is an action. Okay, that is how I put thought substance into the universe. And thought substance is physical, it's measurable, it's how this universe connects. Okay, so you can do this once you take ownership. You know that you can influence those thought energies. You create this field for yourself, you open this field. And that's where leadership becomes effortless. That's where the doing isn't hard anymore, but really cool and joyful. I mean, if you are following me for, let's say, a year, like, the change is dramatic. Can you feel that? Because I certainly can, and it's such a different world. It's so different. And the person I am today, I wasn't 6 months ago, and I wasn't 1 year ago. Like, there's so much development, and I'm just so amazed how this all works, right? So on the 3rd level of awareness, that's where you realize that the things happen for you. So how cool is it to relax into things happen for you? So I'm not saying you don't have to take action, because once you have an idea, hey, write a post or go live or create a program, or so then you're invited to do it. No success, no achievement will come without the action. But the action then will be an action of joy, an action of effortlessness, because you love what you do, because it's inspired. You know what? My business name is Inspire Works. Why? Because inspiration works. And when I gave the name to my company, I didn't even understand what a cool name that is. Because inspiration per se is in spiritus, like in the spirit of it, like spirit, God. So in spirit, like in line with spirit, or from, he puts, like, the spirit puts something in my mind, the thoughts. So I'm in spirit. I'm now in spirit, so I'm inspired. How beautiful is that, right? So that's the third level of awareness. And it feels so good. It's just such a beautiful place to be. That's where things come together. And even, if you're not, that's when you know that success is guaranteed, even you don't see it right now in your bank account, in the followers you have. Right now there is very few people on live on, and I know it's also, I didn't communicate. Usually I write emails, I write posts, I have Dominic, so nothing of this is right now. But I know that this content find resonance. And if you don't hear this now, you will hear it because I put it out there. And I will put it out there again and again because there's so many people who want to hear right this right now. And your message is the very same. You are there for other people to inspire them, right? And you inspire yourself. You wouldn't have, your goal is actually inspired if it's a big goal, if it's a goal that fuels your energy, then it is inspired. And the thing is that your goal is very unique to you because only you have your kinds of thoughts. So we think fingerprints are unique. Yay! The thoughts are much more. Every one of us has something between 60 and 80,000 thoughts a day. And knowing that, and that's so amazing. Like, it's not possible, even slightly possible, that two people have the same kind of thoughts, right? And therefore, your goal is your goal. So you wouldn't have to desire if it wasn't in your spirit, if it wasn't inspired, okay? And if you are inspired about your goal, you have everything it takes to achieve it. You just have to develop those abilities. If you're not yet, right? If you haven't already. If the goal doesn't feel inspired, it's most probably not big enough. What we know is that we have A, B, and C type goals. For those of you who know Bob Proctor, I'd rather call the C type goal the inspired goals because you can feel it energetically if you're inspired or not. So the A type goals are things that we already know how to do. It's like, now I had my record month with $68,000. So that's a record. So now that's an A-type goal. My A-type goal is to have this every month. Actually, it was a week. It was just within a week. This is so crazy. The month is still open. Yay! It was within 1 week. So what I want to say is that now I want to have this every month. Now it's an A-type goal. It's still a goal because it's really cool, right? But I already know how to do it. A B-type goal would be a goal. Now I have to up-level my goal because my goal was 50K a month. So, okay, I still work on have this regularly. That's cool. But my next goal then would be 6 figures in a month, right? So I just up-leveled my goal. So that's a B-type goal. And the thing is, if I can do in 1 week 68, so I can do 6 figures in a month. I can do it. I haven't never done it before. That's why it's a B-type goal, like so little. But it's inspiring, but I have so much bigger dreams. And just today I was looking with my husband to possible dream houses. And my dream house is next to a lake. And you can imagine in Switzerland, a house next to a lake isn't, something to buy in the supermarket. So it's price worthy, I would say. So I didn't anymore feel that was a lot of money. Like 2 millions, 4 millions. If you look at my bank account, I'm really far away from that, but it didn't feel so far anymore because I know I can do it because it's really inspiring. And my really inspired goals, and that's why I keep already saved the date for my birthday, 25th February 2022, is where I want to found Freedom Islands, which is a non-profit organization that helps people overcoming violent homes or situations in their life, just healing from them. So that's inspired, and I'm sure that you have different kind of goals because that is in my spirit, and you have something in your spirit, right? And that is everything now I know that happens for me. That's the third level of awareness, right? So something good, something bad. That's why I'm not anymore concerned about anything not going right, because I know, oh, there is something to learn, right? On my very first masterclass like this, in the very last day, in the peak moment, my internet fell, right? And I couldn't recover for 2 weeks from this shock. Like, I did so many things. I prepared. It was so good. I was so much in flow. And then the internet just broke and people went. And ah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Anyways, I learned. Now I have a cable. I'm not anymore on Wi-Fi when I'm in my studio here. I'm a fast learner. So that is everything that happens for a reason. And you know what? Maybe, and I'm going to be on stage with, okay, I cannot yet say it, but okay, with a very, very, very influential person in this industry. I'm going to share a stage in November. And of course, I will let you know. And the thing is, it had to happen as long as I'm small and as long as it's like just a Facebook masterclass. So it won't happen when I'm with really cool, successful, influential people on stage. So I am ready for that, right? So everything is ready. So that's the third level of awareness, where everything is a gift for you, where everything is a success. Either it is a success or if it's a success once you successfully learned from it. And then how do we take that to the fourth level of awareness, where you are success? And that's again where effortlessness comes in. When you know you are a success, when you know it in your heart, and I know it in my heart. I know that I touch hearts. I know that I do what I love to do, and sharing this material is just such a joy, and therefore I'm successful. Doesn't matter how many people give me a like. It doesn't matter how many people watch right now. It doesn't matter how many become my clients. It matters that I know that this is a success. I incorporate, and incorporates is also an interesting word because it incorporates the word, the root of corpus, and corpus is the body. So I embody, again, embodied, like in my body is success. And so it is in yours. You can have success because you are a success. All you have to do is to align with the knowledge that this is true for you, right? That said, how do you set your mind on the fourth level of awareness, right? So for that, first you have to become aware of what you want, and then raise your level of awareness to that, what you want. Or in other words, you are always the level of awareness of what you know you are. So then I would ask, what do you think you are? And this question, also from a marketing perspective, so many people are asking themselves this question, like, who am I to tell this? Yeah, so answer the question, who are you to tell this, right? So I'm Nadine. I've studied for over 1.5 years with Bob Proctor now. I have 20 years experience in marketing. I have been in the startup ecosystem in Israel. I'm a mom of 3. So I am a lot of things. I am, and I am successful. I just had a multiple 5-figure month. That is successful. But even before the multiple 5-figure week, even before that, I knew I'm a success. And you know what? When I realized it was a multiple 5-figure week, it was like, I knew it's going to happen, because I just knew, because in my heart, in my body, I was it already. And just today I wrote an email. I was asked to send in a headshot for Proctor Gallagher Institute because they're going to honor me with something. And I was saying, okay, and keep the picture because I'm going to take all the rewards offered on the course of the next year, 2022. So I know I am like, if I look back 1 year ago, I would like, yeah, this is crazy, who am I to write this? But I am there already in my mind, and therefore I can go there with my body. I can embody where I am with my mind. And so that sounds perhaps somewhat spooky, but if you get, like in thinking into results, we really dissect what's the science behind it, how does the energy thing work, because the energy is not like, oh, I'm laying back in my sun chair and I just manifest the thing in. Whereas it works. I also had some experiences there. But there are things, Spirit is asking you to do. And so I do it, like everything. And there is so many things that I know I create. I have, again, kind of a mess on my desk just with so many sheets and lists because I know, I want to do a video about this and the mastery about that. And so I am going to. And you are invited to join the journey, and you are invited to consciously be aware of your journey and then consciously make decision of where you want to be, right? So if that resonates, do the exercises, download the workbook, if you happen to see this, because I haven't even announced it. So download the workbook, I put there the link. And if you like it, then come here tomorrow again. I'm going to kind of cover the flip side of it, because once, you set your mind on a goal, then all those thoughts are coming in. And, again, you are what you think about. So when the thoughts are coming in, but it's impossible because... So the because is going to become the circumstance because you thought about it. So I'm going to give you an exercise. I call it doubt detox. And those on the Sales Mastery have seen it. And otherwise, it's just really understanding what are your beliefs, the patterns, so you work in and with, how you respond as opposed to react to certain things, and therefore how to create a result. Yeah, so my kids are joining here too. Yeah, so then set your mind on playing big. Stop playing small, because your inspired goal is really big. And so really embrace your greatness, because you can. And then tomorrow we are going to look at what is your goal. So if you come with your goal tomorrow, that will be perfect. And then let's just catch the thoughts that you think that may or may not, or you just think they are holding you back, and let's get some energies there or ideas. You can write them in the chat here or tomorrow. Oh, there is a mosquito one. I'm killing a mosquito on the line. Oh, I don't like that. God bless him. It wanted to sting me. Anyways, everything is possible, even killing mosquitoes on the line. Anyways, what I wanted to say, like, nothing can shake you if you have your eyes on your goal. Nothing can shake you, because you are what you are, and therefore become what you want to be. Become it. So in thinking into results, we're doing that as well. There is a very cool exercise called the self-image or the script. So I can guide you to create that. And then you can incorporate with your 5 senses, by exercises, how you see, how you hear, how you smell, touch, and everything. So we're going to create some cool exercises. But for now, also, if you just want to think about your goal, or you don't know how to think really big or where to find the inspiration, so just reach out, send me a PM or comment here so I can help you. That's why I'm here. That's why I run this group. So reach out and I'd love to help you create that for you, because that is leadership. Leadership when you are aware of, okay, enough is enough. I am where I am. It is what it is. And from here, I'm going to go there. And most probably you are not there yet because you don't know how. And that's usually where the coaches come in, because it is uncomfortable. You will do what you haven't done before. You will tap into energy fields that are unknown, and your body, your subconscious, is going to pull you back because it's unknown and therefore kind of scary, and therefore the survival reflex is not happy with that and will pull you back. So if that's the case, tune in tomorrow, reach out, and I see my kids need me. What next? Okay, that's it. See you tomorrow. Download the worksheet, and I will be live at 5 Central European Time, which is, what is it, 10 a.m. Is it 10 a.m.? It's 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It is 4 p.m. UK time. So you will find your time zone, and then we will speak about the obstacles and how you navigate them, and also your 6 muses plus another muse, so it's 7, how to think in different ways. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I love you to be here, and see you then. Cheers!